Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
And now it's time for Minutes with the Mayor. Thanks to Mercantile Bank of Quincy, Illinois. They are bringing this to you and to us. Welcome back, Mayor Linda Moore.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you're here. We always talk about all of the current goings on in the city, and today is no different. We have a lot of things that were discussed in the meeting last night, but also just things happening in general. And there are no shortage of those things.
Oh, no. It's always a busy time of year.
Yes, always. Yes. So let's start with Barry Chain. Mm-hmm. He has resigned his position of the chairman of the board of the Police and Fire Commission. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
He has resigned for reasons that are none of our business, right?
Correct.
He has personal stuff going on. We won't get into that. But the new guy is Curtis Kelty. Mm-hmm. Now, I think I've heard that name. Can you give me a little information?
Sure.
On who it is?
Well, he is the current director of security at John Wood Community College.
Okay, that's why I've heard it.
He will be retiring soon. He is a former deputy chief at Quincy Police Department.
Okay.
So he's very familiar with policing in particular, but he's been very active in public safety. He's also a board member for Friends of Justice. And so that organization follows cold cases and tries to get tips that they can pass on to the police department for investigations. So he's been around law enforcement for over 30 years.
Okay.
And I wanted someone who was a great administrator, and I wanted someone who knew public safety.
Sure.
And he checked both of those boxes.
Absolutely. Sounds like a great fit. Now, when I thought of the commissioners, for some reason I was thinking it was like a large committee.
No, it's a commission of 3.
3 people.
Yes.
And I also asked about the pay, and we won't get into that either, but the answer is pretty much, no, they don't really get paid for this. They're just doing it to help.
They get a token.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But they do it to help kind of make the decisions, help guide the decision-making process within the police and fire, right?
Correct. They do all of the hiring for our police officers and our firefighters. They also do all of the promotions. So they administer the testing and do the interviews and determine who gets promoted.
Okay.
They also then get involved in discipline if there is a need to discipline beyond what the chiefs can do.
Gotcha. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I always hear about it, but I never really knew what the exact responsibility was. So it's a pretty big job.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have anywhere from maybe 20 to 25 people that will apply when we have an opening.
Sure.
And then they will do a physical fitness and agility test. They do a written test. They do a psychological test with them. They do interviews. And they put all of that together to then give scores to the applicants and rank them. And then I think the police officer list is good for a year. The firefighter list is good for 2 years. When we have an opening that someone retires or moves on, then we go to that list and pull the top person off that list first and just keep going down the line until we fill the position.
So it's a very important position to be in charge of all of this, and Curtis Kelty does check those boxes, so congratulations. He will be appointed soon,
Well,
right?
he was appointed last night.
Okay.
He will probably be sworn in sometime this
That's what I was
week.
going for.
I know he and Barry are meeting tomorrow just to lay out the transition and what that's going to look like for both of them.
Okay. Well, congratulations to Curtis. You do have a big job, but sounds like you have experience and you're ready to take it on. So excellent. And thank you, Barry, for your years of service. I think it was 12?
12 years.
That's no short amount of time, even though sometimes it feels like it goes by in a blink. That is a long, tenure. So thank you so much, Barry, for your service, and we appreciate you.
Barry served very admirably. He's one of the people in Quincy that I've certainly put up on a pedestal.
Yeah.
You know, he's worked at the Pentagon. He was there for 9/11. His integrity is above all, top notch.
Right.
So I trust him. I've gotten to work with him on a number of other service programs throughout the city. So he will be missed, but I think Kurt can fill the role.
Good. All right. Excellent. Well, good luck to you both. Thank you again, Barry Chain. We appreciate you, and congratulations, Curtis. We look forward to seeing what you can do for us, right?
Right.
Okay. So talking about transitions, we've gone through a big transition, and that is the government shutdown. Now, whether you okay, so maybe I might stick my foot in my mouth here a little bit, but whether you have been affected by it or not, so some people, there seems like there are two sides of the fence here. The government shutdown hasn't affected me, or the government shutdown, is affecting me in a big way. Is it affecting our local government in a big way yet?
It's not.
Okay.
At least not yet. We have been following up for the last, month and a half, 2 months on all of our grant programs just to make sure the funding is there, what we can spend, what we can't spend. And for the most part, we're good right now. What it means for local government, though, is that future programs could be in jeopardy.
Okay.
So grants that we would normally get for 2026 and 2027 could be in question.
Okay.
That's why it's so important for local government to be self-reliant. If the federal government doesn't have funds available to fund major infrastructure projects and other things, then we have to rely on the state government. We all know what financial state Illinois is in right now.
That's so great.
We've been told there will be other grant programs and there will be things that can help us with some of our major needs and wants. But until we get a notice of funding available, we won't know.
Yeah, kind of stuck.
Where the federal government does impact us and impacts our community is on some of those goods and services that are provided to members of our community.
Yeah,
throughout the United States, 1 in 8 people is on SNAP.
Okay.
On November 1st, it looks like they will lose their benefits.
Okay.
So behind the scenes, the food pantries have been talking and communicating and trying to come up with a plan. How are they going to accommodate the increased needs? Because without the SNAP benefits, now many people are going to rely solely on the food pantries.
Sure.
But this is where people can really step up and help the community. Whether it's one of the food pantries that we have, or whether it's through pledging support for United Way and the Unmet Needs group, or your local church.
Yeah.
We have such great social service and charitable organizations in Quincy. We're very fortunate because there will be people that will step up. And so if someone is in need, they need to speak up.
Right.
And ask for help before it's too late.
Sure.
Whether it's, that they need to utilize the services at Horizon's Soup Kitchen, or they need to utilize one of the food pantries that are available. Maybe there's something else they need. Maybe they need help paying an electric bill. We have a lot of federal workers in our community who aren't getting paid.
Right. And that's something I don't think a lot of people are thinking about. When we hear about the government shutdown, obviously we've heard a lot, especially on social media, about SNAP. We do have a lot of people that rely on that. There, no judgment on my part, and just, that's a fact. But federal workers, I didn't realize they have now gone a full pay period without receiving pay.
Correct.
Yeah.
And people like TSA agents, air traffic controllers, they're expected to be on the job.
They're essential.
They have a high-stress job.
Yeah.
So they're performing their job. They're not getting paid. Meanwhile, we have congressmen and women and senators that are getting full pay and not working.
Right.
So where's the imbalance there? It doesn't matter what side you're on. It doesn't matter if you have an R, a D, an I, or something else behind your name. We need to get the federal government back to work.
Yeah.
They need to review what's going to be in the budget, what's going to be paid and what isn't. We all want them to get rid of the fraud, and we know at every level of government there has to be fraud at some level.
Yeah.
But get back to work, pay the working people their salaries, and help them, to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And then back to people who need help in these trying times. It doesn't matter, again, if you are a federal worker or someone who's relying on some of these resources that the federal government provides. I know there are resources in town. You listed some. I know that there are a host of resources that maybe people don't know exist or don't know how to reach out or don't know what's available.
Or don't know how to qualify.
Right, yes. Yeah. So is there a one-stop shop where someone can go and find out what these resources are and who they support?
Probably the best resource right now is the United Way.
Okay.
Tomorrow there is a meeting with most of the local food pantries and some other social service organizations. I'm sending someone from the city. One of the things we want to do, we want to come out of there with a one-pager that lists all of those resources that we can post all over social media, that people can post on their websites, and just kind of a one-stop, here's who to call if you need this or that.
Right, yes, I love that idea.
Yeah. Another good resource is the Township of Quincy General Assistance.
Okay.
And they can point people in the right direction. Two Rivers Regional Council has a number of programs. So, you know, the Salvation Army is always a good one too. Or the local churches.
Yeah. Yeah, there are resources. I do think that it can be hard to not only speak up, but to know who to speak to when you're having some of these issues. So hopefully we can connect some of those dots between the United Way and the city and all of the different resources that are out there to help people just get over this obstacle.
Exactly.
We know that there are probably going to be more, but let's at least keep our kiddos fed and warm and clothed, at least you know, for the foreseeable future, and then we can tackle the next one.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if this shutdown isn't impacting you and you have a chance when you go to the grocery store, buy a couple of extra boxes of cereal or boxes of macaroni and cheese or some other staples items that you can then donate to a food pantry, because the food pantries are going to need all the support they can get.
And they have the little pantries that are kind of located around town. So if you want to do something small, 1 or 2 items helps tremendously.
Exactly. The mini pantries are wonderful, and we find that the people who use them are generally kids.
Yes.
You know, they want an after-school snack, or they want something on the weekend.
Right.
So those mini pantries around town, you know, putting a few items in them to keep our kids fed, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we as a community have the opportunity to step up, help out where we can. If you cannot or if you need help, the resources that are available in this community are incredible. We just need to help connect the dots, so make sure you reach out there. No shame. Things happen. We all need help from time to time.
Everybody needs a hand up now and then.
Absolutely. So can they attend the United Way meeting if they have questions, or is it mostly just to...
No, that's just the organization.
Okay.
It's a strategy meeting.
Okay. So, but then if you have access to the internet, you can probably go to those sites and figure out who's there to help. So, okay. Well, hopefully we'll have more on that as things develop. Thank you again for the effort that you're putting into it. And then the airport, which I know it's kind of hard to transition from SNAP and people needing help, but the airport is something that is good, that's coming to Quincy, or something that's here that is, it's a great asset for our community.
Absolutely.
And we're getting a new airline.
Yes, starting Saturday, November 1st.
Yes.
Contour Airlines will be up and running. We have a small group who will be going on that first flight. Their flights are sold out for Saturday, but there are flights available for Sunday and beyond.
Okay.
So we're very excited. It's a larger plane, a 30-passenger.
Yep.
So, and we'll be going to Chicago, so
perfect.
Looking forward to the trip.
Yeah, I think next week we get to sit down and talk in great detail about what we can expect with Contour. So they're very cool. Now, I want to backtrack just a second because you do have something that's coming up that does kind of connect the dots between the city of Quincy and maybe some people who like chili or need a little meal.
Yes, on Friday, October 31st, City Hall will have a chili lunch. So from 11 to 2, come by City Hall. It's free will donation.
Okay.
And we'll have chili and all the fixings. And I'm sure we will have people who will make some desserts as well. So there'll be some desserts there. But just a fun day to catch up, have a quick lunch. You know, it's supposed to be a little chilly anyway.
Yes,
so some hot chili will fit the spot.
It always hits the spot, especially when this fall weather starts coming around. So very, very cool. And then we always like to end on on a high note, on a good news. So November 1st has been deemed what?
November 1st is Extra Mile Day.
Okay.
There are about 230 cities around the country who have signed a proclamation to make that Extra Mile Day. It's a day where cities or organizations can honor everyday heroes that just go above and beyond, go the extra mile to help, whether it's an organization or an individual. And when we started talking about this, our list got so long, we decided, you know what, we can't do this in one day.
Yeah, hard to pick.
Let's use the entire month of November to just say thank you to all those people and all those organizations that make Quincy a better place to live, grow, play, work, whatever you choose to do.
I love it. So November is Extra Mile Month. We do have no shortage of people who go that extra mile. And I think it's fitting that we have the opportunity to show up for our community, and now we're going to recognize and thank those individuals.
Exactly. And so, you know, if you have a chance, whether it's something as simple as holding the door open for somebody, or maybe buying some extra food for the food pantries, or helping the food pantries at the soup lunches.
Right.
You know, whatever your passion is, helping at the animal shelters or at the Humane Society, just put in a little bit of extra effort, go the extra mile sometime during the month of November, and when somebody does that for you, say thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Well, thank you again. It's always a pleasure sitting down and speaking with you. Again, no shortage of things happening. If you have been affected by SNAP, reach out. No shortage of resources in Quincy either. I mean, we have a great community and the surrounding communities. So reach out if you need help. We're all here for you. So thank you, Mayor Linda Moore. Thank you, Mercantile Bank, for bringing us and our viewers and listeners Minutes with the Mayor. Thank you so much.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan, or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.